Now also the ribbon is of course a component that we can personalize in Microsoft Dynamics NAV. And there we can do a number of things. We can create new tabs, we can remove groups, we can add actions, we can replace actions, and so on. Let me show you some of these features. So I will go to my customer list ribbon, which we already have used in previous lessons. And again, you can see that I have a number of tabs: home, actions, navigate, report, that each tab has a number of groups like new, manage, process, and each group has a number of actions such as edit, view, and delete. Now what can we do? Let's go to customize ribbon. So I will go to the application menu, customize, and then customize ribbon. There we go. And now you can do a number of things. You can create, for example, new tabs. So here, if I click on the create tab function, I can then enter a new tab. So for example, let's say that I would like to create a tab reminder with some information on reminders. There we go. So I have a new tab. Now what is very important to realize is that if you create a new tab, it should contain at least one group, and the group should contain at least one action. So that's something that is very important. So this means that I will open now my reminder tab, and I will click on empty, and I will create a new group. So I will say, for example, report. So I would like to display some reminder reports. So and now also in my group report, I will have to add an action. So now if I click here on report, you see that this is empty. And now I can search in the available actions. So I can use a search function, or if you might know the place where to go, you can go there immediately. But if I use search function, I can enter reminder, and for example, I can add the issued reminders, which at this moment are also displayed in the home group, but I would like to have a specific tab, reminder. So now if I click on issued reminders, I can add them here in the reminder tab in the report group. So let's already have a look at how this is now displayed. So if I click on OK, you will see now that I have a new tab, reminder. And if I click on reminder, I have a report group, and there we have the issued reminders. So in this case, this customer doesn't have any issued reminders, but if there would be any issued reminders, you could go to the list immediately. And so that's the first thing that you can do. You can also move actions. So if I again go to customize and then customize ribbon, I can also start moving actions. So for example, let me take the reminder as an example again. So if I go to financial management in the report tab, you can see here reminder, and that's something I would like to move now to my designated reminder tab and report group. So that's something I can do by using the move up, move down buttons. So if I click here on move down, you can see now that I can move it down the order, and that it's positioned now in my reminder report group. So there you go. If I now click on OK, you can see now that by clicking on reminder, I have the reminder action in my new report group. So that's also something that can be done very easily. And also very easy to do is of course removing actions. So if I go again to customize ribbon, it might be possible that some of the actions displayed in the ribbon that you don't need them. So for example, if I go here to documents, there are a number of documents that are displayed, but suppose that I don't use return orders, or that return orders are not very important for me, I can simply remove this action. So if I select the action, and if I then click on remove, you will see now that by clicking on OK, the action is removed. So in here in my documents group, I only see now quotes, orders, and my issued documents. So no return orders anymore. So these are a couple of very simple features that you can use when customizing the ribbon. What I've shown you is that we can very easily add, move, or remove actions, but you can do the same with groups, you can do the same with tabs, so you can personalize your ribbon the way you want. So I also showed you how to set up new tabs, new groups. And I also explained that each tab must have at least one group, and that each group must have at least one action. And then there's another very important or interesting concept, and that's adding actions to the role center ribbon. And that's also something I would like to show you. So if I go back to my application, you will see that the role center also has a ribbon. So when, in this case, my bookkeeper role center has a ribbon with, for me, the most important features as a bookkeeper. So I can very easily create a new customer, create a new vendor, go to the bank account reconciliations, and so on. Now, in the same way as I've just showed you, you can change the role center ribbon by moving some actions from one tab to the other, by maybe removing some actions that you might not need, and so on. So that's exactly the same, but an additional feature that we have available here is that you can add actions to the role center ribbon. Let me show you this. So if I go to a specific place in the departments menu, so for example, I can go to financial management, I can go to general ledger. Then you can go to, for example, tasks. And so for example, if general journals are for me important, it could be very useful for me that I can access them from my role center ribbon. So what I can do now is right click here. And then I can use the function add to actions on role center ribbon. So if I do this, and if I now go back to my role center ribbon, so in this case, you can see that they have been added here in the General tab, so General Journals. But of course, in the same way as we already saw, I can now go to Customize Ribbon, and I can move them up the order. So if I would like to position them somewhere else, I can simply expand here the General tab or group, and then use the Move Up, Move Down button to change the order. So now they're shown as the first action in my general group, and because for me general journals are maybe very important. And so that could be a very interesting feature to use in combination with the role center ribbon in Microsoft Dynamics NAV.